in this video, I want to tell you 3 things that I'm gonna be doing differently in 2025 that I haven't done in 2024 that's gonna help you to set goals so that you can actually achieve them, okay? And so that you can actually grow your Salesforce career, especially if you're a Salesforce developer. You must watch this video. So, who am I to talk about this? I was a Salesforce developer for 5 years, and then I delivered over 1 million in project value in total. And then I quit my job and I started teaching other people how to code. I taught personally to hundreds of people and through my courses to thousands of people. So this is my whole living. I live and breathe Salesforce development, and I wanna share with you how I'm gonna be doing the goals for 2025, and hopefully it's gonna help for you as well. So the first thing that I see a lot of people struggling with, and I have here my notes, is that for whatever reason, when I speak with my students, they usually don't make money goals. Like, this is so strange. Like, in general, money, salary, income, this is such a sensitive topic for a lot of people, right? Um, in a lot of cases, when I speak to someone and I ask, okay, so what's your current salary? They're like, yeah, it's 4,000 a month, and I'm like, great. Now we know where you are. Let's see how we can bring you to like 10,000 and more. Like, you don't need to be somehow shamed about the salary, or it doesn't have to be a forbidden topic. I don't understand this at all. I remember back in my days when I was working as a Salesforce developer, I worked at a company that had all the salaries open. You can just go to Excel sheet and have a look what are other people earning. Just just like that, it was publicly open. Every single person from the CEO to the manager, okay? So there was no secret in it. And that was awesome because that kind of the need removes the like, for example, you see that your colleague is working is can do less than you, but he or she is earning more, and you're like, what the hell, I'm supposed to actually get more paid, right? So that removes those type things. But the most important what it removes is this kind of like absolutely strange social thing where you're not talking about salaries at all. And by the end of my career, that was not a topic at all. Like, we were going to the bars with colleagues, we were discussing all possible topics, we were drinking together, but we never discussed our salaries. I didn't know what people that I spent most of my time with, what is their income. And that is so crazy. If you think about this, this is not really how it's supposed to be. And the first thing that I urge you to do is to remove this kind of ceiling about not thinking or not talking about salaries, because your income, it's very important. It's one of the most important things. Like, this is why we are working, this is why we are doing certifications, this is why a lot of people are learning Apex, right? So having a money goals or salary goals, in my case, this for my business revenue goals, this is super important. So the first thing that you need to do is actually to see, okay, what is my salary goal? And your salary doesn't have to be the main goal, right? When you're in the beginning of your career, you can be very well saying something like, well, I don't care about salary right now. I'm here for learning. It's fine. It's fine, right? But then you need to kind of acknowledge this thing, and you need to say, okay, salary is not my priority right now. Okay? And this is also fine. But usually when people say this, what they mean is that salary is not priority right now, but it is a priority in long term, right? So when people say, I'm here for learning, you know this phrase, like, you're in the job, you're either learning or earning. Um, so when people say that, it usually means that I'm gonna learn now and I'm gonna get a better salary later. Now, that's a bit dangerous. It's fine if you keep it under 1 year, this whole learning phase. But it's a little bit dangerous because it forces you to stay in this not earning mindset. And I think that the more you earn, the the better of a sign for your skill it is, right? So if you earn more, it kind of skyrockets, it kind of like snowballs your whole career. Let me explain why. So when you earn more, you can actually buy back your time. Not in all jobs, but specifically in Salesforce development. If you increase your hourly rate as a Salesforce developer, you can start working less, and in the meanwhile, when you, for example, I have students who cut their working time to like 3-4 days a week. So when you work less, you can spend the rest of the day, the rest of your time to learning new things and to get better as a Salesforce developer. um, you can also spend less time in meetings, right? Because then you need to organize your day a little bit more compact and actually have time for actually doing the work, right? So if you grow your hourly rate, that's going to help you to accelerate your career, and you're going to have time to do mentoring, courses, work on own projects, maybe even launch some side hustles, right? Maybe just chill, watch Netflix and travel, but that's also fine. But the point is that the more you earn, the better you get at your career, right? So this phase of learning, not earning, um, try to keep it under 1 year, right? You need to get paid rather quick and quite well. That's the goal. That's why we are doing all of this, right? Don't settle for some kind of mediocrity where you say you accept the lower salary and you stay in the salary for a very long time. Don't do that. Search for the ways to earn more. It's totally fine. You can even go get some freelance project, something like this. Okay, so set your money goal. And what I usually suggest for people is that you set your money goal in double or triple of your current salary. This is a good motivator to think out a little bit outside of the box, right? Because the first thing, let's say you want to increase your salary, right? But increase, it's kind of vague, right? Let's say you're earning 100K per year right now. Yeah, you're a Salesforce admin somewhere, not in a fancy California or something. You're a Salesforce admin somewhere in the middle, in the middle of US, and you're earning 100K a month. Not a month. Oh my god, a year, 100K a year, right? So you earn 100K a year, and you're like, okay, so what would it take me to double my salary, right? So what would it take me to earn 200K a month? A month. Why is it again a month? 200K a year. Um, that forces you to think a little bit outside of the box. Okay, what is not the incremental, but what is the jump that I can make, right? If you think about, oh, how can I increase my salary by 20% and earning 120K a year? Well, that's kind of very vague. Like it's not necessarily easier to do, right? It's not necessary. You I would argue that sometimes those double jumps, they are they are easier to do than you think. Okay? So it goes especially for people who are in the middle of their earning potential, right? So if you're an admin, if you're earning 100K a year, that's in the middle, right? It's not huge. There's some room for growth there. Um, but it's way harder to do if you're on the like top 1% of the earner. Of course, it's very hard for you to double the salary and get into the 0.001% of earners. That's gonna require some insane skills, some kind of workarounds, right? Um, but even then, if you're an admin and even if you're earning 200K a year, you still can get quite a good jump, right? So it means that you already managed to do it in one area. You just need to find the way how to add a few other skills on top of that to add to your salary. But anyway, so those don't think in those small incremental jumps. Think about huge jumps. How can you make a big exponential jump in your income, and how you can achieve this in 2025? And I can tell you immediately this: it means you need to do something bold. When you think about what it's going to take to double your salary, I can tell you this: you're not going to achieve it with taking an AI certification. That's not going to happen, right? I see there are two different ways. So you can try to go the architect route. So you can go and try to get like system architect or application architect certifications, something like this. That's one of the way. Another way, you can try to go the Salesforce developer route, right? So those are two usually path that you can take. I suggest people usually go with the developer route because that developer route can lead into the architecture route, which is gonna be very good beneficial if you at the end if you know administration, if you know like consulting, business analysts, if you know development, and then you're gonna be an architect. That's absolutely killer of a combination for any Salesforce professional. So I urge you to go and try to do the Salesforce development. Thing number two is that instead of thinking about creating like a year plan, right? Oh, I want to become a Salesforce developer in 2025. Well, that's very vague. That doesn't mean anything. Okay, so it's very like, okay, so now how do I act about this? And you probably have heard about those SMART goals, right? I'm not a big fan of them. They never worked for me personally, so I don't recommend to do them. What I recommend instead is to think a bit more specifically. Okay, Salesforce. I want to become a Salesforce developer. What does it mean? What should I be able to do as a Salesforce developer in order to be able to call myself I'm a Salesforce developer? Getting a job, nice. Um, Being able to build this like a bookkeeping app or accounting app, awesome. So you need to have like a very specific goal. Okay, I want to be able to do X, and this thing what you want to be able to do, it needs to be specific. It needs to be like an actual example of something, okay, something achievable. Because I want to be a Salesforce developer, this is not an achievable goal. This is the goal. This is just a definition of who you want to be, but not a goal to go after. Okay, so don't set it as a goal. You can set as a goal certifications, but I think it's actually not that great of a goal. Okay, so I think you rather should set the goal skills and more of a projects that you want to build with skills. But about this a little bit later. So so um, when you think about those goals, okay, I want to be able to build an accounting app that I saw on the App Exchange. What I suggest that you do is you build a 90-day plan, because 1 year is so much, okay, that 1 year you can't even think about 1 year in advance. At least I can't. My mind cannot comprehend how it's gonna be the whole 1 year. I just can't. I don't know. So what works for me personally better, that's what I'm doing, is that I'm putting a 90-day plan. So for the first 90 days of 2025, what do I want to be able to do? I want to be able to do to develop this app on App Exchange. Wow, nice. That's a good goal. Okay, now you take this goal that you have for 90 days and you distribute it for 3 months. Okay? You distribute it for 3 months. Now you break down what you need to learn in each of those 3 months, in each month. Okay? Now you have your goals for 30 days. Then you do exactly the same and be as detailed as you can be for a week. And then you take this week and do it per 1 day. Now, this is not my system, but this is the system I've been using to grow my business. This is the system that my mentor Virgil gave to me. So, and this system works perfectly for me. It works really good also for your career, right? So you cannot take a goal and like think about it for the whole year. This just I think our human brains, they just don't work in this way. You need something more like in the near, like long enough that it feels like, oh, I have a lot of time, because a lot of things like learning Salesforce development takes a lot of time, right? So you need to be able to go and actually see the end, and go and try to do this thing in 90 days. 90 days. Like when I say 90 days, can you focus for 90 days on something? Well, I'm sure you can, right? Focusing on something for 90 days, it doesn't seem as difficult as focusing for something for 1 year or maybe even 2 years. Sometimes when people come to me and they ask how long it's going to take for me to learn Salesforce development, I'm like, I need to be honest with you. It's going to take 2 years for you to learn Salesforce development. And they're like, wow, 2 years, so much. But can can't I do it faster? And I'm like, yeah, you can, but do you have time to do it faster? Just chill and take your time, okay? This is awesome. Some people I saw, like Islam on LinkedIn, I saw him. He stated his goals publicly, and this is awesome. Just put your goals like out there so that people can see it. That was my approach in 2024. You can go, I think you can go on YouTube channel, like, so see somewhere my goals for 2025. They were ridiculous. Like, when I look at them, like, what the hell are those goals? I had something like hitting 10K month, something like this, um, which I did, but not because I set the goal, but despite setting this goal. Um, because what is even this goal hitting 10K month? Like, nah, it's not actionable, right? What do I need to do to hit this? Okay, I need to hit the first 10K month in the first month. Okay, then let's try to focus on this. Let's not try to think about the whole year goal, right? So the same approach I take for 2025. My goal is to break hopefully 7 figures in my business, and that means a certain amount of revenue in the first 90 days, and this is what I'm focusing on, right? So I'm focusing on those 90 days first, and then after that, well, we'll see. Maybe I'm gonna take a small vacation. That's fine. But the first 90 days of 2025 are absolutely crucial, and focus on them because you go into the new year. Everyone is still a bit sleepy from the winter, depending where you live, from the holidays. Some countries also celebrate other holidays after the new year, so people are still in the kind of maintenance mood. A lot of people still on vacation, so use this time to go hard on your goals and focus on the first 90 days instead of focusing on the whole year. This is my approach for 2025. And the third thing that I want to tell you, because this is incredible how few people do that. Write your goals down. Crazy. Like, this sounds ridiculous. Just write your goals down. But no, very, very few people actually do write their goals down. It's just insane for me. Because if you don't have your goals written down, you don't have any goals. Trust me. Because the goals that you have, I know how it works. You go cooking, you go walking, you go with the friends to the bar, and you're like, you have these goals in your mind. Okay, I'm gonna do this and this year. I'm gonna get in shape. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna become a Salesforce developer. I'm gonna search for a new job. And like, all of these things are nice, but they're in your head. And once you're starting to write them down, you're gonna see how ridiculous they are. Like, some of them, and you're gonna write them down. You're gonna see this whole insane list of your goals, and you're like, wait a minute, that's actually is too much. I need to like cut down some of them, because in your goals it's like, yeah, it's easy. 1 hour of gym, 1 hour of Apex, 8 hours of work, and I am good, and 1 hour of reading motivational book, and I'm good. No, because gym, it doesn't take 1 hour. Gym is also takes to prepare, to shower, to do like all the additional stuff. The same for Apex. Like, if you think you can go and just do it for 15 minutes, you can, but also 15 minutes it only takes you probably to open the org, takes like 5 minutes or something. So to get in the mood, to get in the flow. So usually people really overestimate how much time you have in your day. I do it too. I do it all the time. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna write 5 emails, record 5 YouTube videos, and speak to everyone who wrote me on LinkedIn. And then at the end of the day, I write 1 email, and I'm like, huh, a little bit overestimated my abilities. So the same goes for everyone. You just have a very limited amount of time in your day, and you need to set realistic timeline. That's why we have this 90-day breakdown, because it helps you to see, okay, what is the particular one action that I can do today that moves me to this 90-day plan. Okay, so what can I do today that helps me to go further, right? And you need to write it down. And you can even write it down physically. This is this is also good. You can just write it down physically, and you can just go one by one by one. Okay. And there's a bonus thing that I want to add to this. it's not a goal, but it's kind of a mindset shift that really, really helped me. Okay. Um, when I was a Salesforce developer, I wanted to start my business. I wanted to start freelancing. I wanted to start doing like stuff on the side and building my business and all of this. And what was keeping me is the thing that I was used to be a Salesforce developer. So here's the thing that you need to kind of print out in your mind. If you are right now not where you want to be, right? That's the result of your actions. And if you want to be in another place, if you want to earn more, if you want to have a better career, if you want to have a more fulfilling life, it means that you need to do different actions. You need to do something differently. You cannot do the same thing and expect different results. You just can't. Which means that I urge you to think about what is the thing that I want to give up as part of me. Like what part of me, what part of my behavior, what part of my maybe daily life I want to give up in 2025. As ridiculous as it sounds, when you think about this, you come it comes back to us having only limited amount of time, right? You need to sacrifice something in order to make time for it. And the sacrifice can be easy. You can just cut down your YouTube or scrolling time, right? So it can be a relatively easy sacrifice. But you need to somehow find the time for the goals that you're setting, right? Because if you really think about this, the goals that we are setting are not really that much of a goal, right? It's rarely the goal itself. It's more like of a change that we want to achieve, right? So if you want to start a business, there's a change that you need to go through. If you want to become a Salesforce developer and that's your goal, there's a change that you need to go through. And maybe you need to incorporate your apex exercises in the morning, right before your kids wake up or something like this, right? So there's a change that you need to go through, and for this change, sometimes you need to give up a part of stuff that you're already doing. It might be painful, it might be not that painful, right? Maybe you just need to stop scrolling in the night or something like this, right? Um, but I urge you to think about this. Think about what are you ready to give up this year, okay? So that was how I approach the goal setting in 2025, and I hope it was helpful. If one of your goals is to learn Salesforce development, we are doing a cohort starting next week, I guess. That's gonna be about all um, the basics of Apex, right? So it's gonna be only 4 weeks. So there's gonna be only 1 month. So you're gonna have enough of your 90-day planning, right? And we basically gonna kickstart, no matter at what your level you are, we're gonna kickstart your Apex career, Salesforce developer career, right? So you're gonna learn in very much detail all the fundamentals that you need to get started. Okay, so have a look in the comments what is the more details about this, and then see you in this cohort. Go crush the goals. Good luck.